Hi everyone, it's Bretta from Forefoot.com, and today I'm going to do a minimalist shoe review for forefoot running. And the shoe I am showcasing today is the Skinner's Minimalist Barefoot Running Sock. And I'm calling it a sock because that's exactly what it is and what it feels like. The only thing is that its outsole is very sandpaper feeling, which is very unique and different from the majority of minimalist shoes, as most minimalist footwear have a smoother rubber outsole. But that's not the case for the Skinners, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's quite useful for dirt trails and slippery surfaces and grass, because the outsole of this particular shoe gives a sticky sensation during foot ground contact, which is why I think it's really suitable for slippery conditions. The shoe that is most comparable to the Skinners is the Sockwa X8. And it's comparable in terms of the overall design of the shoe, in that it's intended to fit and feel like a sock that essentially wraps around the contours of your foot. The Skinners is also quite insulated, so I would prefer to wear them during cooler weather, especially when paired with thin socks. I find that my feet get a little hot in them when it's very hot out, so I would reserve them for running in a bit cooler and cold temperatures. I also like that the Skinners, just like the Sockwas, fit very snug but not too tight around the ankle, which is nice because it keeps debris out, especially when you are running on sand. Some differences though between the Sockwa X8 and the Skinners is that the Skinners is a tad thicker all around. So the outsole and the upper of the Skinners is a little bit thicker. Despite having a slightly thicker outsole though, you can literally feel every surface characteristic of the ground when running in the Skinners. But for me, I would prefer to run on softer surfaces in these shoes and not so much highly pebbled rocky surfaces. However, since you can feel every aspect of the ground, this is great for running because it means that there's a lot of information being sent from the receptors in the soles of the feet to the ankle joint and to the reflexes of the lower leg, which is great for improving biomechanics. That is if you prefer not to run barefoot. Definitely the Skinners would do a great job at improving tactile sensations between the toes and on the rest of the foot, therefore improving balance, and of course would give you stronger feet, which is what you want to avoid injury, because when the feet are strong, then the ankles become more stabilized, and does the rest of the lower leg when you're running. But remember, you must land with a forefoot strike in these shoes when you run, because that's the proper way to run. And because the Skinners are heelless and are zero drop, they make it possible for encouraging a forefoot strike landing. So the Skinners are great for those looking to transition away from heel strike running and want to learn forefoot strike running. The Skinners would do a great job for that because they really do feel very barefoot-like. The Skinners are intended for short distances like 5K runs, but I need to feel the ground during long distances, so I wear these types of shoes until they wear out. I would wear them during a half marathon because I need something that feels very thin in the outsole to feel the ground as best as possible, so I can maintain adequate forefoot running mechanics to avoid high impact landings over long distances. But of course, if you are new to minimalism, you want to transition slowly and not to get too carried away with doing too much too soon. As of now, I've logged about 60 miles in the Skinners, maybe even a little bit more, and they feel pretty good so far. I will continue to wear them to see how long they last, and I will give you an updated review as to what I think about the Skinners in the long run. But in addition to running, they would make a great walking shoe. I definitely would use these as my go-to walking shoe for sure because of the minimalistic design. For more reviews and recommendations on barefoot-inspired footwear, please head on over to my blog, runforefoot.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for the latest updates on biomechanics of running. Have fun out there on the roads, and thank you for listening and watching. Bye for now.